Like a drug, I can't resist. Man, there's no debate. Baby girl got something crazy. Got that black girl magic, that black girl magic. Got that black girl magic, that black girl magic. She's bold, she's independent. Sweet like honeycombs, but she's all about her business. Got that black girl magic, that black girl magic. Got that black girl magic, that black girl magic. She's strong, she's educated, stands out on her own, often underestimated.
Hi, I'm Langston and I'm back on my channel, Gymlandia. I'm tuned in with one of my co-hosts, Sean. I know you guys are like, where's Allie at? Allie is currently, in Scotland, living her best life, having some fun, you know what I mean? So sadly, I don't think she'll be able to join us today, but, we'll still be able to, clarify a lot of things. I know I've been gone for the past couple of months. Like I explained to you guys in a community post, I've had a lot of things go on in my personal life. I had to come to United States for some medical coverage where I'm currently at. I will be returning back to Japan shortly, so I will probably be able to upload a lot more frequently. And I plan on uploading these next couple of weeks. If things, possibly go well for me, I might be able to attend the American Cup in Las Vegas in a week or so because it's not that far away, considering I'm in Texas. And the tickets, Sean, it only costs like $26 for a front row seat.
Really? I want to get
Yeah,
my ticket.
that's what $26. That ain't bad. You know what I mean? That is not bad. Like them is
Mm-mm.
third world country Indonesia prices. Like
Well, they trying to fill them seats.
yeah, and I mean they doing a good job because almost all the front row seats are gone, but you can get like third row. Yeah, I mean, like which you're still in the
Hmm.
front, but it's like, bitch, I want to be like, how I was sitting behind the judges in
Right.
Jakarta. Like, don't play in my face. And I move around the arena. I'm sorry, when I go to events, I'm a move. You saw how I was moving. I
Right.
moved from vault and even bars. I move with the gymnast. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
I can get the best views. You know what I'm saying? So I need to be able to move. You're not
Well, I
gonna hold
hope
me hostage.
I hope it's sold out because this is the first American Cup in 5 years, and I just think they need to show
Six.
out. Well, I count 2020, so because that's the
Yeah.
last one they had. So 5 or 6. Yeah, you're
It's
right.
2026 now.
Yeah, then you're right. Hmm.
Yeah, it's been so long. And I'm a little frustrated. That's what I want to start with first. Like, I really feel some kind of way about this American Cup because um I really feel some kind of way about this American Cup because why can't we just have the normal all around format? Like that's what American Cup has always been. Like that's what people tune in
Right.
for. Even going back to Nadia Comaneci, we wanted to know who was cleaning up in the all around. Yeah, I mean, you know how important that shit was. Whoever usually won the all around at the American Cup usually went on to win the all around title at the Olympics. Starting back to Nadia Comaneci who won it in 1976, Mary Lou Retton who won it in 1984, Carly Patterson who won it in 2004, Nasi Luka who won it in 2008. Jordan Weaver won it in 2012 technically, but we know Gabby Douglas got the highest score. And Gabby went on
Hmm.
to win the American, obviously Simone Biles didn't compete in 2016, but Gabby did end up going to Rio, and she should have went to the all around, but Hose was mad, and they wanted to rob her, so a specific Caucasian female could make the all around. You get what I'm saying, Sean? But
Right.
again, for the most part, the American Cup was extremely important competition, and the fact that USAG was very stupid to end that legacy to begin with, but to add in a specific gymnast they added in, it don't give for me. I'm sorry. Like, I feel like they really played like with this format. And I'm really curious how this is gonna go, but I know that USAG needs to stand on business because China is treating this like it's Beijing 2008. Bitch, they not coming to fuck around.
Right. And I'm
Did you see
like,
that lineup?
yes, the first of all, the American Cup is so pivotal in USA gymnastics because like you said, it's kind of been a defining moment. Someone will win, a rising star will win the American Cup, they'll make a world's team, and then they'll eventually make an Olympic team. So it's a way you're hosting an international competition on home soil. So you put up your best athletes. That's why you always seen like the stars go to the American Cup because you want to put on the best performance to show that hey, these are the people to look out for the upcoming Olympics. So I just hope we put up our best, heavy hitters and I'm upset they put up this new format, but I'm excited to see how they kind of make it do, you
Yeah,
know.
because it will be kind of a foreshadowing for Rotterdam because China sent, I believe that Chu Chi Yuan withdrew. Um, if I'm not mistaken, I heard that in rumor in our group chat, but I need to see the evidence of that. But Ali stands on business, so I don't,
Mhm.
Ali. I'm sure Ali had her facts together, but that helps USAG a lot because we could not take that 15 something on bars.
Right.
That's not what we needed. I of course I wanted to see TCU and compete, but hell nah, I'm sorry. Like
Yep.
we
Mm-mm.
just that's a bit much. Like, if she would have hit bars and beam, the USA would really have to stand
We're
on business.
behind 2 points
Yeah,
already.
so it's like they were sending Chu Chi Yu and they were sending a Chinese girl who won bronze in the all around, and I think they were sending someone else too. I think they were sending a new girl or something, and I was like, damn, what
They
is this
weren't
basic?
playing.
That
Mm-mm.
that lineup was no joke. Like, I was just very,
But I will
very
say those Chinese girls are hit or miss when it comes to hitting at competitions, especially international. Um, I don't know. So those are some great gymnasts, but I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't have their best performance at um, the American Cup because it's still early on in the season.
Well, actually, it's not as bad because apparently they switched out Zhang Yahan and Chu Chi Yuan. So Zhang Yahan, if y'all don't know her, she is the very good gymnast from China who has a double twisting Sukahara, and she also has the clear hip Nabieva on bars, and she also is a Chinese gymnast that has a syllabus on floor. So she's very talented in the all around. The problem with Zhang Yahan is she's not that strong on balance beam, which is kind of weird for a Chinese gymnast. So that's why, and she's also very inconsistent, which is why they didn't put her on the world team in Jakarta. But having her who's really good on vault, on floor exercise and good on bars with Chu Chi Yuan who's excellent on bars and beam, one of the greatest bar workers of all time, and as well as the other Chinese girl, what is it? You know who I'm talking about, the one who got the 15 on beam at World.
Oh, mm-hmm.
They was not playing. Yeah, I mean, I was like, oh, like, so I'm like,
Right.
they better put Hesley and Claire on that list. I don't want to hear none of that shit. Like, if I see, but both of them need to be on the list. Like, I do want to say that from what it looks like, this Chinese field is going to be a little bit weaker because they're replacing. They're not sending. It says it has rumored though Zhang Yahan and Chu Chi Yuan won't be there. So, and they're going to switch them for a Key Chen Chen, who is very good. Key Chen Chen is a gymnast that has those amazing ring leaps. Uh, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and I don't know anything about Tin Zofan, but she is still a very good gymnast, I believe. So again, like China is not coming to play. And if I was USAG, I would pick Hesley Claire and Risa Sponda. What would you do?
Mm. For American Cup, right?
Yeah.
That's hard. I really want to see Charlie. I don't know why. I just really want to see her compete, but I think Hesley, Claire, and Reese make sense just because like they balance each other out.
Mhm.
So yeah, I agree with you. I would go with those three.
So let me say something, and this is where a lot of y'all gonna try to cancel me, but the reason why y'all are subscribed to me because you know I'm messy. So I feel like I just feel like y'all are doing a lot over this girl, um, Charlie Bullock. Like, number one, these scores she was getting today was crazy work. Like, Mama, they sat up here and gave Mama a 9.4 on a full twist of your Yurchenko. Like, I know you fucking lying.
Yeah.
Like, if you're doing a full twist of your Yurchenko, that means you already getting .3 on piking.
Right. Or
That means you already
international,
getting
they give
.3 on
everyone an
height.
eight
Like,
nine.
baby, you know, it's rare to see a pussy you're taking to get a 9E. So I'm so confused. I'm like, this pussy you're taking had to have been Shannon Miller's in 1992. Like,
Right.
to get a
You were like, let me go
9.3E.
back and rewatch it. Just so
Like,
I missed anything.
and they said she's only valuable on bars. Exactly. And I'm not trying to be rude, but Claire Pease is better on bars than her. I do want to say that Claire, like, I don't know why Valeri act like Claire can't do extra giants. Like, it's just so crazy to me because Claire Pease actually was doing extra giants in 2024. And you know, she was landing her double front half dismount very easily. But you know, ever since she's, you know what I'm saying, like, been doing this fuck shit, she's really been struggling with this dismount. And it's like, it ain't that fucking
the
hard.
the whole bars routine though today, like it was scary me. Like every single element just looks so labored and it looked like she wasn't certain. So I don't know if she was tired today or if this bars construction is just not good for her, but she's very talented. And I don't think like this routine, and especially that dismount, is doing it for her.
But I want to say that she would have scored like a 14.5. She would have beaten Charlie if she didn't fall on her dismount.
You
Because
14.5, you think?
she got a 13.1 with a fall and all them fucking steps.
Mm, yeah, that's fair.
Like, so I mean,
I will say, going back to your point about Charlie, though, I think she just has a natural swing on bars. So I think she has a lot of
mm,
potential to grow. Like to have to be at this stage right now where she's at 16 as a first year senior, like I can only imagine what she's gonna look like in 2028. Her beam is not all the way there, but she has the elements to have a good solid beam routine and she has good artistry on floor. So I think that's why people are excited to see her.
I just feel like it's a lot of anti Claire bias like on the internet, and it's like, I don't know why y'all acting like them judges ain't helped Charlie against Claire. Like, I don't know why y'all acting like that didn't happen.
Mm-mm.
So
Well,
you
you
know,
know me, I'm Claire hands down.
that's what I'm saying.
So
But that's all I'm saying is I don't want to hear that because Claire was a first year senior last year, and y'all didn't want to give her that grace. So
right.
I'm not I'm not here for it. Like, and
But
it's
I'm also
like,
like Charlie got some melanin in her, another,
that's true.
woman, girl of color, stepping up into the senior level and getting her spotlight. So I'm not going to knock her flowers. You know
I'm
what I
not
mean?
knocking her flowers. I definitely feel like, you know, if, you know, USA really regresses a lot, she could be used on bars. But, you know, her bars is, I feel like if she went to Jakarta, they would have cleaned her up. Like the way they cleaned up, what's that girl name? I'm trying to think. What's the Russian Indian girl name?
I know exactly what you're talking about, but she's irrelevant to me, so I don't remember her
They
name.
cleaned her
Right,
up.
they did.
I was like, I remember being live, like in the author round, watching that score come up, and I was talking
You're
to
like,
Kiki, and I
ooh.
was like, oh my god, like I was just not expecting that. Like they gave Mama like a 7.3 or something like that, and she did a 6.6 bar routine. Like
Yeah.
she did all of that. Like
I will say, unless Charlie gets, she needs to be scoring 14s on beam and then get her floor up to like high 13s
she's not
to
doing
be
that.
to be considered for this world's team because like yeah, a 14-4 is good on bars, but when you got Claire, Hesley, Sky, Jordan, who all can get around that score, then you don't really need her. You know what I
That's
mean?
true. And I also want to say that I don't believe that any of these gymnasts besides Hesley would have scored over 13. I'm sorry, Hesley and Reese are the only ones that would have scored over 13 with looking at how they scored the girls in Jakarta. Just to put in perspective, they literally gave Ruby Evans a 13-6. And that floor routine was outstanding. Like Mama had, what is it? She had the front 2.5. She had a double layout in her third tumbling pass. And she still only got a 13-6.
The scoring in Jakarta was crazy. Like even like Leanne, like she would hit these good routines and then she would get like a 13-1. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, they was really strict on everyone but Jillian. I do want to say they were kind of lenient to everyone on Beam except for Sky, but for the most part, like the scores on Beam weren't that strict. I would say that for sure because the fact that Hesley, I mean, the fact that Jelia and who else? Jelia and Kalia fell and were still getting over 13s.
Yeah.
And Julia barely even got difficulty. She got like a 5-6 or something. So it's like the math ain't mathing. Like
Right.
if you only got a 5-6 D and you fall, like how are you still breaking 13? So
I just
Jelia Bean was lenient because Kalia damn near put her hands down in the all around. I mean, in event finals, and she still scored at like a 14-3 on Beam. So they weren't that strict on Beam in Jakarta, but on
mhm.
floor on uneven bars. And on vault too, except for Jelia, because they were barely giving out 14s for DTYs. And if you did get one, you get like a low 14.
Right. Like I would see so many good DTYs and it'd be like 13-9, 13-8. I'm like,
And then Jelia get up there, that cross leg ass DTY get a
and
14-1.
then
I'm
like
like,
10 hop backs and then she'll get like a 14 too. Like
I'm
I
like,
don't I don't know.
yeah. But again, child, I don't. If it was me, if I was the governor of California, I would deny them hoes visas in LA 2028. But that,
Uh,
especially if you Gavin Newsom and you trying to run for president, I would do it.
let me
But
let me tell you, I need the US to not play no games in 2028. I mean,
right.
bring your heaviest hitters because if we get showed up by Russia or even like Italy in 2028, oh, it's a wrap.
But I do want to say Italy's in a way worse position than us. I do want to say that's part of the reason because of Italy's coordinator, because Italy's coordinator decided to not bring Alicia D'Amadio and Manila to Worlds, which is fucking
Mm,
stupid. But that really saved us because bitch, we might have not came back with no
with
medals.
no medals.
Because
Oh,
Alicia would have definitely, cleaned up and all around. Like I don't really see how
Manila
she
would
would have done.
too.
Yeah, but Manila didn't have all around, but she still had beam and floor, I think. I think Manila
Yeah.
wasn't doing all around by that point. But even still, like her being able to still do beam, she would have been competitive for a medal. You know what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
definitely Alicia could have won the all around, even if she wasn't where she was in Paris, just a medium sized regression. I think she could have pulled it out. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
they didn't bring both of them. Like, and they brought Asia instead. Like that, I don't know what Italy was thinking. Like, I got to talk to their coaches because they stayed at my hotel, but just it was a mess. But
I have another controversial
what
take
were we gonna
too.
say?
I don't think it's fair that we give that Jelia is up there in terms of like medal count with like Aaliyah and like all these greats because can I be real? She's showing up and clearing house at worlds when no one's there. These depleted ass worlds. She became like stand on business in 2019 and 2022, 2023 when Simone's, Rebecca's, you got the Italians. Like when you actually got competition, she's not there. And yes, I get it. She was banned, but like even
Yeah.
going back to 2019, cleared.
But I do want to say in,
2018.
in 2019, Jelia still got 3 medals at Worlds. She got a silver and she got a silver in team finals, a bronze on floor, and she also got She got a bronze on floor, and she got a bronze in the all around.
I
So
still
she's
think
still,
she's talented. I think she would still get
yeah.
medals. I'm just saying she wouldn't be no world champion on vault, all
No,
around,
hell
two
no.
time all
Especially not.
around
Ball
champion.
is crazy.
Like that's what I mean. Like the fact that we have, Melnikova as a two-time
uh,
all-around champion and a vault gold medalist, like that just don't sit right with me.
but it's the second one was a robbery. I will say she cleared Leanne in 2021. I would say, but I want to say this. I feel some kind of way because I feel like the Japanese people should have helped Leanne. Like y'all helped Jordan Weaver when Jordan Weaver was in Japan. So why you?
You know, I feel that, but I'm also like, that's Leanne's fault because Leanne want to play
Yeah.
around with this little bit of difficulty, and I get it. She upgraded her vault, but the bars, beam, floor, like 2021, she was going all out, and it's like she's just playing around at this
No,
point.
she
That's
was
what,
not. Leanne only had a 5.5D on bars in 2021, and she had now the floor stood on business. Yeah, I mean the floor stood on
that's what I
business,
mean.
but
Like,
and then Leanne's stupid ass went out of bounds with like 1 foot or something like that. If she would have done like one of her good DTYs, she probably could have overcame because she got a 14.3 on bar. She got like a 14.6. She would have been able to beat Julia. But again, Julia still wasn't where she was in Tokyo either. You know what I'm saying? So
right,
again, Leanne, but Julia, she did eat Leanne up the first time. The second time it was rigged. Like, can't nobody tell me different. Like, I was live, I was there. And just the silence in the arena when Julia's score came up, like, I was not expecting that. I thought that Leanne had already won. Like,
and I think the bigger story is that like Leanne had a clean competition. You know what I mean? She hit 4 for 4, and the fact that Julia still won with a fall, it shows that like yeah, she is maybe a better gymnast, but also like it should be awarded to the person who went clean. You know what I mean?
I don't know about that because I'm sorry. I feel like if Claire falls and Simone Rose goes 4 for 4, Claire still clocks that ass. Like, isn't that
Well,
what would have
true,
happened?
true.
So I mean, and Simone Rose, she thought she did some of that with the tuck full in.
Oh, I was like, oh, she's trying to play no games here. She's
But
upgrading.
it's like,
But then I
Mama,
saw that beam and I was like, oh, never mind. I skipped past her routine. I'm not gonna lie.
like she not doing. And I feel for her because I just feel like she can't do more. That's the sad thing that no one wants to talk about. Like, I don't know how much more she can really do. You know what I'm
and
saying? Like,
that's okay. She's gonna be great in NCAA, and she's gonna wrap up this elite stuff soon.
I think she really wants to go to Worlds. I think she really wants to, like, be competitive. You keep dragging some more. And Will, what is it? What did Justin Timberlake and Beyonce until the end of because her Ashley Sullivan is another one because Javasio, another one in our group chat, they just do so much over her, and it's like, let's turn it down a notch.
No,
Like,
respectfully, Simone and Jayla Hang, they can wrap it up and go to
Jayla,
NCAA.
oh my God, Jayla is another one. Like,
They they
Jayla,
are they are talented, but the elite competition is just something else. I don't think
no, I do
they're
want to
gonna.
say, don't. I have my smoke for Jayla, but don't put Jayla in the same category as Simone Rose. I'm sorry, like, don't
Why?
do her. Don't do her because Jayla got a DTY.
Oh well, yeah. Excuse me.
Jayla got a tuck full on beam. Like, don't even do her. Yeah, I mean, like,
All
you
right.
tried it. I'm sorry. Like, listen,
I'll put her in the same category as Ashley Sullivan.
okay, I can take that, but don't
Right.
don't even do her. Like, I do. And
I'm
I
crying.
don't rock with Jayla, but you you tried it. I'm
I
sorry,
just put them
like.
together because they both train at the same gym. So I'm like, hey, they both can wrap it up.
And one, listen, one be thick as a full a 1.5 thick as she not still looking in 2008. Like, girl, this is 2025, 2026. Like, baby, this ain't Yes We Can Obama. Like, what do you think this is? Like, she, in the way she be so excited when she stick a 1.5, I'm like, girl, this ain't the NCAA. Like,
And you know
this,
what's funny? I just saw a video a few months ago of her training all these upgrades, and I think one of them was a DTY, and everyone in the comments was like going crazy. I'm like, she ain't about to implement this, like, and
I
she
think she,
didn't.
I think she can do a DT. It's gonna be take time, but I think she. But her issue is like she needs a lot more on the floor, and her bars. Like even though she has a decent D, if she was to go to Jakarta, they would have cleaned her ass up because she has so many like leg separation, like so many bent arms. Like she has a lot of built-in deductions that the domestic judges overlook, and they would have clocked her ass. Like Dulcie, that's one thing I would say. Like Dulcie has clean execution, and you saw like Dulcie's scores held up in Jakarta. She did. Like even when she failed, she was still relevant. Yeah, I mean, like,
She was
um,
solid, yeah.
yeah, a lot of these other hoes, like, y'all can't say that. And that's another thing is a lot of y'all want to come on here. Y'all want to give Dulcie Kayla so fucking much. I'm talking about you, Javasi, y'all. Like, I'm tired of it. Like, y'all want Dulcie back in the dungeon so much, and y'all don't like Dulcie Taylor is such a sweet person. Number one, and it's just y'all need to stop doing her. Like, I do agree that Dorsey needs to really come with it, and that double layout needs to improve
Right. That need to
significantly. Like,
go.
she she got some audacity to be trying to do a whip into the double layout when she could
That's
barely.
not even a double layout. It's one layout and then a pike. Like I don't know
Yeah.
what it is.
But again, like Dulcie has potential, right?
She is. She's very talented. I just think, and I'm gonna give her grace. It was her first, worlds, and she was with a lot of talented gymnasts, and she had some mistakes, but overall, like she hit most of her routines, and like I think she has a lot of
Mm,
room to grow.
uh, it was a 50-50 because Dulcie fell every day.
She did, but I feel like she like it was like 55-45. She hit 55% of her routines, 45% of the time she didn't. So
And that's a failing grade, but I'll give it to you.
I'm trying
But
to give her grace.
I'm a root for Dulcie, but I'm not. You can't be giving my haters ammunition. You know what I mean? Like that's what I gotta clean it up. Like anytime I don't crop myself, I gotta go back because I know y'all waiting to type that Twitter post. I see y'all. Some of y'all had so much to say. Like that's the thing is like I'll be taking month 2 month breaks from Twitter, and I go back and I just be being mentioned so many times. I'm just like I haven't even posted in months, and you still talking about me like. So you mean to
Yeah.
tell me you went back and rewatch videos? Like that's crazy work.
Get you paid. So
Yeah, exactly. And did you talk about Jordan winning to her appeal? Yeah, she hasn't officially won the medal yet, but it's gonna be considered. And I'm hoping that she gets it. That will be a very Black History Month present. I forgot to also mention it is Black History Month. So let's hear it for Simone, Gabby Douglas, Rebecca
Rebecca.
Andrade,
Hmm.
Diane Dos Santos, Dominique Dawes. Let's hear it for Diane Durham and all the gymnasts. I want to give it really a big shout out to Black media because the way Black media has been covering this NCAA season, like I swear to God, every time I go like on the Shade Room or I go like on that Black Culture Now Instagram
Hmm.
page, they're always posting. Every time a gymnast scores a perfect 10, they're posting about it. So
I love it. Yeah.
it's really good to see that. It's all these gymnasts from Iowa, schools you don't really hear about, and they're really making sure they get their props. So
Betty
that's really,
Okino. Someone said Betty in
yeah,
the
Betty
chat.
Okino,
Hmm.
Anya Hotch, all these gymnasts that really contributed to this sport. Like I feel like this has become like the demographics of this sport has
They
changed
paved the
so
way.
dramatically,
Yeah.
and it's just really impressive to see. That's still and is Dulcie qualified at 3 event finals and did the way I subscribed. You clocked my T one time. What T did I clock? Tell me about this. Thank you for the super chat as well. Someone said both hands, Leanne. I really appreciate it. Um, I should have said both hands, Karina, because the way I was because Karina's chain from my angle cleaned house. And even though she put
It
one
was
hand
so
down,
good. It
it
was
was
so good.
beautiful. And when that score came up, I was just like, I thought she had left. I thought she had like did some Anna Pavlova shit, and instead of giving her a zero, I was like, oh my god, they really tried it.
I got mad for two reasons. One, because that was a beautiful Chang, but two, if she would have got credit, she would have beat Jelia. And I'm so mad. That would have been historic for her and her country, but also it would have took a gold medal from Jelia that she didn't deserve, in my
It
opinion.
did
So
not, did fucking not, and just child like the fact that, but I won't give it to Jelia. Jelia was caught a caught a stress fracture fucking around with that chain, and she still put it to her feet in Jakarta. So I mean, that's more than Leanne can say for her DTY. So,
yeah.
because Leanne, how you forget to do a DTY after you know been doing that shit for damn near 10 years? Like I'm so fucking confused. Like you don't been doing that DTY since I heard of your name. Like even when you were a junior, you were sticking DTYs, but now all of a sudden you forget how to do the vault. Like my
You
God.
know how I feel about Leanne. But next year, Karina tearing house down. Well, this year and leading up to 2028, she's going to be clearing house on vault, and I hope she gets some medals.
Jillian needs to get cleaned up and all around, but I'm confident. Like, I feel like Hesley, Claire, and Sky, like, that's multiple gymnasts that can beat her. Yeah, I mean, like, it ain't
I
like,
don't know. I don't like. I get scared. Like with this new generation, it's just iffy. You know, like if it was Shilese versus Jelia, I know Shilese is gonna tear her to shreds. Like I just know she's gonna beat her. But Hesley, Claire, they be having off days, and they can go from scoring high 56 to a 54. You know what I mean?
but
Like
I do want to say that, I get that, but you also gotta realize that, what was I gonna say about Hesley and Claire? That you know, Claire when she goes internationally, Claire don't fuck around like internationally. Claire barely lost to Manila when she downgraded when she went to Jesselo, and she cleaned up at that Turkish Cup. So Claire
yeah,
never had a bad international meet. You know what I mean? And now
right.
Hesley did fuck around in Paris and at that Pan Am's, but to be fair, Hesley was facing the ABPP. Like, I don't care. Like, ain't no way, ain't no motherfucking way, bitch, that Jayla scored a 13-8 with a 2.5 to front layout as an opening pass on floor. Like,
Don't
it
get
ain't
me
no
started
way.
on that. Mm-mm.
They gave they gave Jayla like a 55-3. And I was like, ain't no way. Like, it's
I
not
was like, they giving out 55s like this candy at this point. Like,
they but in
mm-mm.
Jakarta, they cleaned up. Like they was not trying to give nobody no good all around score.
Did anyone besides Jelia get over a 55?
Not all at once.
Yeah, well, I
Like
know like people's like if you add up like Kalia's scores, best scores, she gets over it. But I'm trying to think in like one competition, like
no, I don't
qualifications
know. She was the
all
only one.
around. That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. And she fell, so that means that 55 would have been a 56.
Mm-hmm.
But that was still definitely overscored, of course. But in general, like um, Leanne really couldn't have done much more. Like she could have done a little bit better on, you know, uneven bars, beam and floor. I mean, beam she could have done better, but uneven bars and floor, she
She did
definitely could have.
good. It's just these low difficulties, like
Yeah, she could
even
have.
with the chain.
She could have done a little bit more. Even still, that wasn't her best chain. It was one of her better ones, but you know, it wasn't her best.
Yeah. And
So
they
she
did
could have.
clock her. That's why she got a 14-4. And like they gave her like a what, 8-8 execution
Yeah,
or something? Like
yeah, Leanne. But in general, Leanne, I still think should make this world team. Like they could use her ball. I know you have smoke for Leanne. You want her done in, but
you know
Leanne,
what's great? I love Leanne. Like me and her go way back. 2019, I've been rooting
yeah,
for her. But
I've
it's
been rooting
just
for her
she
ever
been
since she
playing
cleared Grace.
around.
Ever since she cleared Grace, because Tom set Grace up to. I mean, Tom Forster set Grace up to win that American Cup, and like you did, and like Grace, you still ain't win. Like.
Mm-mm. Don't
And you know, I don't care. Like he set her up because you ain't send Morgan, you ain't send Suni. Like, why did you choose Leanne to compete against Grace.
Right.
Like, ain't nobody fucking stupid. Like, you set her ass up. And it's just, it's just when she said, nah, I'm that girl, like I don't been rocking with her ever since. And that's another thing I want to talk about. For them to bring Tom Forster back, oh my God, like, and
Yeah.
this is when Russia competes again too. Like, that's stupid. Like, we know that if USA and Russia both competed in Jakarta and you take USA's best scores and Russia's best scores, I believe USA still wins. But Russia cleared on bars. You like, even in qualifications, Russia didn't even put up a score that was less than 14 on bars.
Yeah.
So that
And
just really puts it in perspective. Like, Russia had 314 plus scores on bars. Like, they're arguably their best bar worker, which people believe didn't even make bar finals. So
yeah.
like Russia, I'm saying, like Russia really has the math to turn up.
And like historically, it's like Russia will always turn up on bars, but the US would always have Aminars or Changs to kind of like even out the playing field. But we don't have that. So we kind of got to stack up where we can. So
Yeah.
I kind of agree with you of maybe taking Leanne for just vault. But I'm like,
Mhm.
if Jordan's on that team and she has her DTY or even a Chang, and then Sky, do you think Sky's going to have a Chang by the time Worlds comes around?
I believe so. When I talked to Sky, she told me it wasn't a priority in Jakarta. But now that I'm seeing the evidence, I feel like she just told me that, like, to throw off the press. Like,
Yeah, because that half on that she just did
yeah.
was amazing.
Because
Like
I
it
had
was
a
so
really
high.
personal conversation with her about, like, what she told me that, she wasn't like really gonna pursue back tumbling. But which
Mm,
we're seeing that's evident, right? So I didn't really have a reason to not trust her. She did tell me that she would do all around again. I didn't want to obviously tell that to my subscribers, but now that she's competing in NCAA, it's clear that that's true. But she was very upfront with me about, like, what she wanted to do, but it wasn't like I'm going for the chain. Yeah, I mean, but clearly she's
yeah.
coming for the all around title in Jakarta. I mean, in Rotterdam.
No
And
back tumbling. How's that going to work?
like, I don't think she means, like, I don't means that she's not gonna do like a double pike or, like, something more simple, but I don't believe she's gonna go for like a chuso anymore. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but I'm like, what's she going to do in her elite routine? Yeah, that double front, but like, what else you going to do? And
Probably like a front double twist and like
she
front.
needs to for like the requirements anyway.
You actually don't.
I thought you did.
No, because you can do a double front tuck and a double forward, and you can still get credit. Like, what's credit in gymnast? Actually, you're right. You need a salto forward and backwards, I believe. But
Yeah,
she can do like a double. I don't think she meant like a double tuck or double pike. I think she meant like more so
the
chuso.
big ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a syllabus. Yeah, I mean, which it's like Sky. I kind of feel like how you set yourself up is what caused that, but I don't think that chuso is what did you in. Yeah, I mean, like, that's
She might just have, be scared
yes,
right now.
be
And,
scared. Yeah.
in a few years, she might not have that, but,
Hmm.
she needs to ease back into it. I don't think she needs to rush to be doing
Yeah,
those
I agree,
skills again.
especially for 2026 when the goal is LA 2028.
Yeah,
But
like
I do want to say that, a team with Hesley, Claire, and Sky, I'm not really worried about an even bars. Yeah, I mean, like,
that's fair. I
unless
just
I
besides Sky, like Hesley and Claire just be inconsistent, and I just get scared.
I do want to say, is Claire really inconsistent, or is Valeria just playing on her fucking face? Like,
I don't think these routine structures are doing her justice whatsoever. So I think Valeri, she needs to leave him.
and it's like I'm really over, but the problem is Claire started with Valerie. Yeah, I mean, like, but
Right.
it's like her. Ain't no way you just watch her fall on this dismount just nonstop, and you just don't think to add a giant. Like, and like, why Chelsea Memo and Alicia like have not stepped in? Like, damn well USA needs her. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
Marta would have never allowed like her to just keep falling. Like, Marta made Kyla take out her Aminar because she knew she needed Kyla's bars and beam. I mean, like it don't matter about your
Chelsea
bar.
is a judge. She needs to step in and be like, this is not working. You need to change
Like
this. Like, you know.
if I was Chelsea, like I would really be standing on business. And I got a chance to talk to Chelsea. I didn't really go in depth about preparing for this, going forward. Like, I'd have that personal conversation I had like with the British Federation, with other countries' federations. But Chelsea, you need to really be stepping in there. The same way Marta was like, listen, China clean us up in Beijing because of uneven bars, right? I will give this
Hmm.
to Marta. 2010, USA just did not have the talent to compete with Aaliyah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
Mm-mm.
even with that, USA only lost by point 0.2 in 2010, and that's with fucking Maddie Larson falling and losing a requirement.
Yeah.
So I mean, Marta really held up extremely well considering what she was up against. You know what I mean? But in general, like Marta was like, "Listen, we know China and Russia, especially, they kind of flip flop in between Beijing and London." But she was like, "I know that China has the big bars, so we have to really stack it up on vault. Yeah, I mean, like we have to
Right.
stack it up on vault, and we need bar workers. So that's why she really prioritized Rebecca Bras. She prioritized Gabby and Kyla. She even, let Nastia compete at, trials just to have the options. You know what I mean?
Right.
So Marta knew what USAG needed. And, she made sure to do that. Like she sent Gabby to Tokyo because she knew that they needed her bars. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
it's like they need to prioritize. It's like, Russia has all of these good bar routines. And, I'm not entirely sure Russia can compete a team yet, but if they can, like USA needs bar workers, right? And as of now, besides Sky, Claire is the only gymnast I think that can consistently break 14 because Hesley only scored a high 13 and Hesley scored a high 13 in Paris. And I realistically think that that's what she would score in Jakarta. I mean, like I think they would give her like a high 7. The routine of her life, maybe she'd get an AE. But
Right.
I don't see her getting in the four like I don't see her consistently breaking 14 internationally. Like maybe with a good routine. But right now, like,
Do you think they'll give Charlie a 14?
maybe 14 on the dot, but I think that they would clean her up, like because she has a lot of form errors that I think get overlooked.
Mm.
I think that Claire's only deductions is her releases. Like she doesn't get the height. But besides
Yeah.
that, like she has little minor deductions, but it's nothing, major. And we saw Sky got a 14.3 with a 5'10" handstand. So um you get what I'm saying? Like the math is there for those two. So, with Sky, with Claire, like, you just have the numbers, in my opinion, to be competitive against Russia. And we know USA is still better on vault. We don't really have the floor power, but neither does Russia.
I was gonna say, so you got Sky, Hesley, and Claire. Who else are you putting on that team?
Right now, I would put Leanne and I would say Reese. At least in what I saw right now, I could see Dulcie also being in the mix. But I was looking at taking Dulcie for vault and floor. But right now, it's looking like Reese has way more firepower on floor. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
also Reese also has a DTY just as good. So I don't realistically see it. Only argument for Dulcie is her bars and beam is better. Like she could be using
If you
her,
need a backup.
but
Hmm.
she's not consistent. And Leanne is already a built-in, so why would you need two built-ins?
Right.
And my argument for Leanne is we could use a 14.5 on Vol in team finals. We could, even if that's all she can do is like a 14.4. Like that's still a
That's
lot.
still
Like
good.
what
Yeah.
is Russia gonna put up? Kamakova? Like
Like we'll at least get half a point on them,
yeah, like I said,
if we
like
put
what
up
is
Leanne.
like I said, Kamakova and like they have Jelia, they have Kamakova, and who else can they count on to put up a decent score on Vol? Uh, Rosina. Rosina is a Russian Indian girl. And Rosina is getting like a 13.5 on her DTY. So like, what I'm saying? We have all. Like we could put up.
The lack of floor depth that we have right now is kind of like concerning. Like since when have we never had about three, floor workers that were like, you know, high scoring internationally?
I do want to say that in 2023 we lost a lot of steam. But that was because Jade was really struggling in 2023. And I mean, Jade didn't get a chance to go to Antwerp either. But Jordan also didn't go. You're right, because they didn't send Jade and Jordan. But I know that USA got cleaned up by Brazil even when Simone put up a 15 in on floor. So
Right.
um, Brazil still outscored USA on floor in Antwerp. So the floor has been regressing, but I mean we have Hesley and Reese can put up good scores on the floor. I think they would get mid 13s.
I don't. Something about Hesley's tumbling. It just. I don't know. All of her landings just look like, oh, I landed. Like they don't look
I
like
know what you mean,
sure.
but she
Something
has
just be off
speed.
on her floor.
She has a 5'8" and considering that, Dulcie had her issues, like Dulcie landed good for the most part, but Dulcie, she still has her form, like her double layout issues, you know what I mean?
Her
And
double layout pike. Yeah.
yeah, and she still got like a 13 too. And that's not bad. Like, I mean, she
I
made
think
floor
Hesley can
finals.
get a 13.5. Yeah.
I'm sorry, actually, she got a 13-4. Dulcie
Hmm.
got a 13-4. So I mean a 13-4, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that Hesley should get like a 13-6. Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know if she would have beaten Aiko, but I think she could have competed with Ruby Evans and Abigail Martin. You know what I mean? Like on floor.
Are we out
So
of the era of getting 14s? I'm just like in my head, I'm still thinking like, oh, the score to get is a 14. And I feel like we're just not going to get there.
uh if Jocelyn brought her full D, I think she would have broken 14. And if she hit, of course, because Jocelyn liked to fuck around on landings, but if she would have hit, I think she would have
Yeah.
broken 14. I think that Aiko could have tapped the 14 if she had better landings in floor finals.
I thought that routine was amazing. Like
It
I
was
don't.
amazing, but she had a hop on her double layout, a hop on her double tug. Yeah, I mean,
Well,
like it
weren't
was
they
good
only
on.
like 1/10, or would you
Yeah, but if
consider
I
this?
mean, if she would have had a stuck landing or two, she would. Yeah, that's all. I mean, she got a 14,
What was her D score? Like a 5.8?
5'8". Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, yeah, that's why. If she had like a 6.0, then she can get it.
But I think she could have gotten an 8 too. She got an 8-0. So I mean, I think Aiko could tap 14 if she like really went
She
all
would
out.
need, if you have a 5.8 D and she got a 13.8, that means she got an A 8.0 execution.
Hmm.
Yeah, she can get an A2.
But I
I
think she
believe it.
only stuck to double pike. So I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like she could have
Yeah,
had
I see what
she's
you
had
mean.
better landings, throughout the year. So her what really stood apart was her turns in that routine were outstanding. Like her landings weren't the best, but her turns. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, I think we will see a 14 probably. I think a 14 will happen, especially if Jess comes back.
Someone said 14s are gone on floor, but everywhere else is still possible.
I don't
Jess
think
is
so.
gonna, yeah,
Yeah.
Jess is gonna get like 14.5s.
And Reby say she ain't coming back on floor, but I doubt that. Like if Simone don't come back, Reby is definitely coming for this all around title.
Right. She's like, oh, she's gone. Thank God.
Yeah, like I don't want to hear that shit. Like, um, yeah, I mean, if I was Ruby too, I'm not about to keep sacrificing my body just to lose to Samoa every year. Like,
I
but
don't. I might be messed up for saying this. I don't want to see them back. They're just too dominant. Like I want to. It was exciting to see, Simone versus like Rebecca, but like you knew one of them was gonna win. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a toss up of like, oh, it's between five gymnasts and they're all 1/10 of a point between each other. You know what I mean?
I do want to say that that was kind of because of the Russia ban. Shiley's not being up to par. Like, I don't, Shiley's, if Listy could have competed, in this quad, last quad, you know what I mean?
You
Like, if
think she would
just
have been touching Rebecca and Simone?
realistically, Reby never actually touched Simone, like because the only
True.
time Reby got close to Simone was in team finals in 2025. I think she's only like a few
She's
places behind
always
her.
a fall behind
24
Simone.
because Reby isn't consistent. Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
like Reby has the potential to be Simone, but her average is really about what Shiley scores. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
because Reby barely beat Shiley in 2023.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would say that if Shiley's hit, I don't know if Charlize could have scored a 57.9, maybe with the routine of her life. Like, but
Oh, that's
I think that she could have definitely gotten at least mid to high 57s. You know what I'm saying? So
it
she
would
could
have
have
just
done that.
depended if they would have gave her a 15 on bars.
I think she would have gotten it.
You think?
I mean, Suni got a 14.8, so I don't see why
Yeah, but they love Suni though.
That's true.
Even though I think Shalice's bars are better, but I don't know.
If Rebecca's healthy, might be bag three. You don't know if Charlize comes back in the all around and Ruby, the way Ruby like to fuck around.
Yeah, like because one moment she'll get a 14.5 on beam, and then next it's like a 13.2. So
So let me
it
say this: Ruby did score 14s all beam routines in Paris,
no,
but the
she
floor,
was going off on on beam.
the floor is what did her in. Like she regressed a lot on floor from 2023.
Yeah, like she was going off on 2023 on floor. Like
So she definitely, who's your top bets for 2028 all around gold? Also I want to say, luckily for USA, for some reason Listy got banned because they banned Listy because of the war, even though Julia went to a war parade and she ran for Putin's party in office. Like what the fuck?
oh,
Like
so Listy can't even compete in
at least
2028.
she got banned in 2025, but I think she's gonna resubmit this year.
She's been regressing though. I don't think she can
I don't know.
get up there.
Sean Listy went off like she had one bar routine at Russian Nationals. And I was like, that was the Listy I remember in total. Yeah, I mean, like,
Oh, she can go off on bars. I'm just talking about like the floor routines I seen from her last year. Like she would hit some of them, she wouldn't. Vault always a little iffy for her. And then beam, she got a high level difficulty, but
it's
it's
not
beam.
consistent. But you
And
also
it's
gotta
like,
realize she doesn't have anything to train for either. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Listy actually could compete internationally, like I said, if Jillian and Listy can make it to LA, now USA actually has something to worry about. Like, you know what
yeah,
I'm saying? But
because
you
both of
know,
them are getting like high 56, 57. So like they
yeah.
gotta,
But I
yeah.
feel like Julia by herself, like Anna Komarkova and Roshina just were not what Russia expected. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
Russia, and that's the thing. Y'all talk so much shit about USAG, but don't nobody talk about the way Anna Komarkova and Roshina was, they was acting like this was gonna be the new Komova and Aaliyah bitch, and it did not give that. Like,
Right.
so I mean, yes, Dulcie had her flop moments too, but look at that. Like Russia didn't hit one beamer team the entire World Championships. Like they failed every beamer team.
If Listy was allowed to compete this whole time, do you think she would have been more successful than Jolia and maybe Aaliyah?
Uh, I don't because I don't think she would, but I think that Listy had the potential to win the all around in 2022 for sure. And I think that Listy would have been competitive with, Simone and Reeve in Antwerp. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that Listy would have probably been scoring about what Shilese and Jess and was scoring because I
Hmm.
definitely think they would have humbled her ass. Like she was really being overscored. But Listy had a lot of potential on floor. We know that like from Tokyo.
In her
Yeah,
artistry was always good.
and her bars was really good too. Like they would have cleaned her up on Vault. But yeah, Lucas wants to join the stream, so I'm about to add him. Hey, Lucas. I don't know if I've ever had you on my stream before.
Hello, it's nice to be on here for the first time. No, yeah, you haven't had me before.
Yeah. So how long have you been watching my channel?
I'm trying to think about it. I got into gymnastics watching Paris, so it must have been maybe 6 months after that. So I want to say maybe since the beginning of 2025, maybe the middle of 2025. So I would say just under a year, around a year.
Got you. Okay, so you're relatively new. That's actually really good. I'm glad that I expanded. I know expanded a lot in 2024, and then in Worlds I really became a lot more relevant, like in the gymnastics community in 2025. So it's just really good being able to join. Like I know if I actually dedicated consistency to this channel, I could compete with Gymcastic, but I'm just not been able to do. And I listen, I know Jim Castic was mad because I was cleaning him up with views at Worlds, and it's like that really must hurt you. And it's like for Jim Castic to be like, someone said this, but you know who the fuck said that?
Yes, oh my god, you clock them honestly with that, because I don't know what they were doing, like yeah, so I remember the first video I watched of yours was definitely the robberies in gymnastics, the one with Jessica and Jordan. That one, I remember watching that video, and at first I was like, because you come on a bit strong, but then
Oh yeah.
as I got used to it, I was like, wait, no, like he's clocking them, like it's T. So I honestly, that was the first video.
And the main reason, I mention this all the time, but I grew up in the Gabby Douglas era in gymnastics. I grew up in, I started watching gymnastics in 2015 because I didn't really know that much about Gabby, but I just knew how like big of a symbol she was in the Black community, like in 2012. I know Sean knows that, but like she, like even when she came out with that movie, I watched that movie on Netflix. You know what I mean, Sean? Like I watched the movie over and over
Hmm.
again. Like so, it's just like I had found out, like basically um I was just, the American Cup used to always come on NBC. And one day in March in 2015, I just had the TV on and I saw Simone Biles was competing. And, I watched because I heard them talk about Gabby coming back. And I was like, okay,
Mm.
so Simone Biles is really, really good. Yeah, I mean, that's how I found out about her. And then I started researching. Then I went back and I had watched Simone Biles, 2013, 2014. I had went back in time and kind of caught up on everything that happened post London. I actually went back and I watched London like all the way through. And what's crazy is between 2015, like between American Cup and Classics, I had already learned like almost everything about gymnastics except like how to do. I didn't know how to do difficulty scores until like the Tokyo quad. But
Mhm.
I had a good idea about like what was high difficulty. Like I knew what a double twisting double L. You know what I mean? I could tell like when someone was going off on floor and when someone was doing some Rose ass shit. You know what I mean? Like you understand? Like I already. It's crazy. Like in a short amount of time, how much how you know what I mean? So how you just go down a gymnastics rabbit hole.
Right.
So in that short amount of time, like I became an expert, on the sport. And I really like between 2017, 2018, I had an Instagram account, which I would talk about. I did the same things that I did on here, but on a much smaller scale. And then in 2023, I I was just over it. Like I sat back and I thought about this world team, and I was just like, I'm tired of this shit. I'm finna talk about it. And you know, there isn't really a community of Black people on the gymnastics space, even though we know most of the most talented and most successful gymnasts of our era are Black, but there isn't really that many Black people in the gymnastics media. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm gonna start a channel. I'm gonna say some of these things that I know that a lot of people feel, but no one's bold enough to say, like, no one's gonna create that. And the reason why I did that is we saw how the Russians had their, the Russia got their stuff, the international people, they got their stuff, you know, white Americans have, their stuff like gymnastic, but no one has a voice, for some of the issues that we have. And if I didn't create that space, it wasn't going to be one. You know what I mean? So, I did find out about Michaela Loves Gymnastics, but she just wasn't, you know what I mean? Like she wasn't able on a skill like in terms of quality and stuff like that. So I really created this channel just because I wanted to have that space. And I'm just so happy that I was really successful at that. Like it really blows my mind because I almost didn't even post that video.
Yeah, I honestly really relate to that because I remember, like, soon after Paris, like, it just went kinda down that rabbit hole, and I really wanted to absorb, like, as much as I could about gymnastics, and so it took me a while, but I feel like I honestly surprised myself with how quickly I was able to learn, like, I would say floor, vault, and beam were the easiest, I guess, and then bars was harder because, like, I don't know what Stalters was, what in bars, but then
Yeah,
it took me a while, but then I got around to it.
that's true. I love these channels. Like I need to, I'm thinking about posting some judging videos. Like I luckily I have a trained judge in my I have multiple trained judges actually, but I have a very highly trained judge in my group chat. And I was thinking about rescoring the all around finals, rescoring the floor, I'm not the floor finals. I'm not sure, but definitely the all around. And but this time I would have multiple judging because Allie's very good at judging too, Sean. So
Mhm.
I was like, I would judge and Allie would judge. then the other person would judge, and I would combine like our averages. You know what I mean? So I can like get like more accurate scoring. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and that way people can't say like, "Oh, you're biased. Oh, you're this. Oh, you're that," because it's you and someone else. So,
Yeah.
is it two people who are biased? Like,
So I think that, but it's just the only thing it's very difficult to judge because, like, you think about like Paris scoring, you think about Jakarta scoring, and they're completely different. So it's like, which one do you really go by? Because I feel like if you look at Paris scoring, you're going to be a lot more lenient on, vault and even bars, balance beam. But you look at Jakarta scoring, and you're like, okay. I mean, I feel like Jakarta and Paris are both kind of strict on floor exercise. Like, definitely Jakarta was stricter, but you get what I'm saying. Like, it's kind of difficult to make that realization about how you're going to look at things, and that's just the really irritating roller coaster about gymnastics.
I mean, yeah, because like just because I remember people were saying like, "Oh, Anna and Jelia could break 14 on 4," and it's like they didn't even come close to that. So it's just the scores are so relative, and I'm interested to see, what kind of scores, what the scoring is going to be like in Rotterdam. Like, I don't know if it's going to be, higher or lower. So I guess we'll just see about that.
Okay. I see Sean's about to have to leave soon, so I'm kind of sad about that.
I know, I'm
But
sorry.
you're fine. It was great having you. It's always great to hear from you. I know we don't get a chance to talk as much, but I really appreciate, how supportive you've been. I know you've been watching me like almost from the start, Sean, and you've been, very helpful to me over the last couple of years. And I really appreciate that. You know,
Langston, it's been over 3 years.
yeah, I
Ain't that
know, right?
crazy?
And I plan on coming to New York City, in a few weeks. So hopefully,
Oh my God, if you do, let me know. Of
I will.
course.
I've been talking about it. So I'm actually even considering going to the American Cup, in Las Vegas, while I'm in the US. I'm looking at it because they playing in my face right now. Like these flights to Las Vegas, I'm seeing $300-400. $300-400 to fly Frontier is crazy.
Are you serious?
Like
That's so
That's expensive.
expensive.
yes,
Wow.
like not Delta but Frontier. Like
So the tickets are $26 to go to the American Cup, but $400 to get there. That's crazy.
right. So
Wow.
that's why I'm like, okay, now y'all playing, but I'm actually looking at maybe going to Austin and then flying out of there. But it's just I'll look into it. Like if I actually gain enough traction, I'll consider it. But I don't know if we'll get there. Like I thought I would. I didn't do badly today. Usually I perform better than this. Like what I mean.
Hmm.
Like we've had like 15 viewers consistently, which isn't bad, but usually we'd be at like 40, 30, 60. So I'll see how this does, and I'm like, okay, maybe I'll consider going there, using the building the connections, making the bridges I was able to make in Jakarta, but like keeping them more upfront. Ali will be going to Rotterdam too, so
I
I'm
will
gonna be
say
really.
this Winter Cup didn't feel like it kind of creeped up on me. I forgot it was happening.
I
So I
did
feel
too. It
like
wasn't until Ali talked about it, Ali and Sarah, I was like,
they
whoa,
didn't
like I
even
would have.
stream it on Peacock. So I feel like for a lot of people it just wasn't a priority. But I think the American Cup is gonna be bigger.
We'll see, but I honestly, I don't know. Like the American Cup has been gone for 6 years. The best thing about the American Cup is it is on NBC, so I feel like it would do really good with the American audience because definitely Americans will watch it. Gymnastics got I think over 100 million views in Paris.
Mm,
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
people really loved it.
yeah, so Americans always did watch the American Cup. You know that. Like
yeah.
2016, 2012 or so. They used to have the American Cup at Madison Square Garden. You know how big of
Right.
a deal Madison Square Garden is? So I mean, like the American Cup has always been that event, but we will see like if it's able to get back there, especially because it went away for so long. You know what I mean? And it was going downhill post 2016.
Well, we'll see. I hope they have a good turnout this year.
I hope so too. I mean, they seem to be doing decent from from what I see in Las Vegas, but they're only selling the tickets for $26. So
I wonder
Damn.
what athletes from other countries would come though, because like like you said, it's been 6 years, so I'm like, would they think that it's even worth it to come? Like, I'm not
China
sure.
was treating this like it was Beijing 2008.
Oh,
I talked about that earlier. So Chu Chi Yuan as well as Zhang Yihan had withdrew, but they were planning on bringing both of them to with Zhang Qingying, the one who won bronze in the beam title in Jakarta.
yeah, yeah.
So they were planning on bringing the world champion and Olympic silver medalist on bars, the world bronze medalist in the all around, and world champion on beam, and bringing Zhang Yahan, who is, she has a syllabus on floor, she has
Right.
an upswing Sukahara on vol, and she has the clear hip Nabieva on bar. So they were really, like I said, they were treating this like this was Beijing. They ain't turned up like this since, before Obama was president. So I'm just like, damn, all this for American Cup. Like, y'all need to be giving this in World. That
Ooh.
lineup was crazy. So, you know what I mean? I was like,
Yeah,
whoa.
I was like, oh, y'all bring y'all heaviest hitters. That's crazy.
Damn. Like, so right
Someone
now,
call Jade and Jordan real quick, or
that's what I'm
Suni.
saying, because, bitch, we need something, because them bars scores, like, that's just too much. Like, we're talking about potentially 215s on bars. Like, we need vault and floor, to equalize. You know what I mean? So,
Because that's gonna look bad if our first American Cup back in 6 years and an American doesn't get it, like win the title.
and if we lose to China, Fox News gonna eat that shit up. Yeah, I mean, like,
Oh my god.
because Fox News is eating that shit up. Like, the way USA performed in Jakarta, like, them articles was coming out left and right about this is the first time USA
Yes.
has only won 2 medals since 2002. Like, damn,
I
like
know.
they
I
was
was like,
writing,
"Ooh, y'all ain't have to call him out like that." All
damn,
right.
like they was writing so many fucking articles about our performance in Jakarta, and I'm just like, dang. So, baby, I'm not even going on the internet. Like, if we lose
Mm-mm.
in 20, like if we lose in 2020, if we lose this American Cup, I already know. Like,
Mm-mm.
them articles finna come start crazy. But we need to treat this American Cup like it's our team final almost, because
Yep.
this is, like I said, this is our opportunity. Like, we're gonna be you know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to be. Did you see the team they picked for American Cup? Claire, Charlie, and Hesley. That was stupid. Um, Charlie shouldn't have been picked on this team because, not to be rude, but they can only use two gymnasts for bars anyway. So, I guess using either Claire or Claire Hesley and Charlie on bars is good, but they could have, put Reese up on vault and floor, could have gotten way more attention. You know what I mean? So, like, what is their plans for vault and floor? Like, they're going to use Claire and Hesley on vault, and they're going to use Claire and Hesley on floor?
Langston, I was just looking at tickets to the World Championships, and tell me why it's $2,300 to get there
How?
Oh
from
no.
Yeah.
Philadelphia. I'm like, that's
What?
crazy. The cheapest, it's $2,300.
To get from
So
Philly to
Rotterdam, Netherlands.
there's
Hmm.
no way, because Atlanta to Tokyo is only like 800 to 1.2K.
I don't know. Maybe it's a busy time, but I was about to say maybe I'll go. I'm not paying that. Nope.
Look for New York City to
I know.
Amsterdam.
I've done. That's what I did when I went to Italy. So I might do that.
Like, try New York City to Amsterdam, because I think you could. Let me look at it now, because I fly a lot. So listen,
Hmm.
I'm like, don't. I know when they playing in my face, but if you want to fly, look at the Agoda app. Agoda has really good deals on, like, flying, and they also have really good deals on hotels.
Hmm.
New York City to Amsterdam. I'm only going to Amsterdam if I get moved to Europe for my next duty station.
It's a little cheaper. It's 1,500, but
Yeah,
still.
actually, no, I see some for 5.
Oh well, send me screenshot it and send it to me. Whatever you see,
I mean, this
because
is for March, but I mean, I'm seeing
oh
some.
yeah, I'm looking for October.
I'm just gonna do October 15th to the 29th. I'm still seeing 5, 6, 6 from New York City to Amsterdam. Yeah, from Newark. I'm gonna send it to the group chat right now.
Yeah, I gotta look into it more. But all right, Langston, I'm gonna jump, but
Okay, you
we'll
good.
chat.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
and
So
I want to say the other thing I remember is for my birthday last year in October, you actually ended up posting the overrated part 3 on my birthday, so that was, like, the best gift. I remember I woke up, I watched it so fast, that it was amazing, oh my god.
yeah, that's listen. I thought I was like, I don't know what I was doing in October, but I stood on business. Like,
No,
just the
you
way I was just
did.
posting content, I'm like, I look back, I'm like, I really did all this in this 1 month. Like, the way I did
Yes.
not stay on business the whole year, but when October came around, I was just I was just posting. And it's like I did so much in October too. Like I had started the month and I only had like a few weeks before I left out for my trip. And I was like, I went to Singapore, I went to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, I went to Jakarta, I went to Bali, I went to Vietnam. Like I did a lot like in that 1 month on top of all the editing. You know what I mean? So I was super productive that month.
Yes, and sort of like you said from before, I feel like as I watch more and more of your videos, you really educated me about a lot of things that I didn't, as a newer gymnastics fan, like
Yeah.
about racism in the sport that I had no idea even existed, that like, that you wouldn't really notice unless someone pointed it out, like things that are just like deeper and below the surface. And now, like, it's so I feel like it was just so great for you to provide, like, I don't know, this knowledge for me to absorb and to, I don't know, gain as like a new gymnastics fan. So I appreciate that a lot.
Thank you so much. I had someone who reached out to me on Instagram. I don't know how they found my main IG, but like they they reached out to me on Instagram and they talked about that. They were like, you really educated me a lot, like, as a non-black person, like about like a lot of the specific issues that black people face, as well like a lot of the things that, black women face in the sport. And I think that was kind of the primary reason, like, I don't really feel like people really focus a lot on those issues. And I think that it's important that we have, people who primarily focus on that. And just like there's a lot of places, on the gym internet where people focus on LGBT issues, will focus on the Free Palestine movement, and focus on a lot of the issues that multiple gymnasts deal with across the spectrum. I think it's important that we have someone that focuses on those particular issues in particular because of how just detrimental like racism was. I know you didn't grow up like in my era, but the
Mhm.
way like people just drag Gabby Douglas through the field, like like
Ugh,
drag her through the field, drag Simone through the field, like, and it was just so normal. Like it was just normal for people to just like put Conva on a pedestal and put like Gabby. You know what I mean? Like that was normal.
yeah.
And it was very rare to see someone defend Gabby against Comova. So it was like and that's kind of the reason why I have so much backlash against my channels because like I really went so much against the status quo by a lot of the things I was saying. And it also bothers people that a lot of people, supporting me and they consistently agree with me because it's like, how dare that person be able to create a space? You know what I mean? Like, how dare you be able to
Yeah.
do that?
Yeah,
So
and it's like it's kinda shocking to me even now, like, you see these accounts like Simone's Adderall bottle on Twitter, and I, like, see the things that he's posting, and I'm like, "How is this 2026 right now? Like, how is this even allowed?" Like, it's just crazy.
child. And that specific person, they don't try to accuse me of being anti-white and anti-Asian, all of these things. And it's like, after all the things you said, like, that
Yes, like
that'd be the crazy part. I'd be like, it's just like you can accuse someone of like being racist, and then someone else can accuse you of like not being able to grow hair and not being able to speak English. And those are like equivalent. Like
right.
like
Like,
it's just
it's ugh, I can't.
like I'm saying,
Mm-mm.
it's really a loss of words. But I really appreciate when they lash out like that because it kind of validates my point, but it also kind of validates the gym to that, because the fact that those people are even able to, gain a following and, gain consistent, like that person gets hella likes on Twitter.
Yeah.
So it just
Oof.
really shows you like that there's so many people who are so comfortable with people dishing that kind of rhetoric out, but that like the things I'm saying are in the motherfucking world. Like, so it really tells on itself, but if no one's able to clock it, it ain't gonna ever be clocked. So
Right, exactly, and that's why what you're doing is so important. And, like, it's just become I mean, I know that you haven't been posting a lot since, like, the reintroduction, because whatever, I'm not gonna clock you for that, not everyone can be uploading all the time, but
mhm.
I've started to, like, whenever I'm, like, driving to practice or wherever, I'll just, like, put on your videos and, like, listen, and I just, like, love hearing it, even though I'll rewatch,
Yeah,
so
thank you. I hear that from some people, and it's like I really appreciate it, because I do take a lot of time in my videos. Like I don't just be putting bullshit on the internet. So I look back and I listen to myself like, I ate that talking point up. Like I mean, I don't want to come up like narcissistic stuff, but like I was like, you know what? This I'll be going back and hearing things. I'm like, damn, I really was okay. I was saying on business, but I hate when I go back and it's something I should have said, like I should have added to. I didn't get to do. Yeah, I mean, like I think about that all the time, but it also really
Yeah,
pissed me off because I really expected my reintroduction videos to perform a lot better than they did. And it's not that they performed badly, but I
mm.
was like, damn, like I thought I would have done better than that. Like, especially with all the things I did, it like how much stuff I covered in those videos. I was like, okay, I thought everyone wanted to know like everything that happened at Worlds Behind, you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
it's
I
just
get what you're saying.
that kind of demotivated me, but I want to come out with a greatest robberies video part two, because
Yes. Oh my
I
gosh.
haven't done that, in 2 years now. And that was, but actually my first big video was obviously clearing USAG over the world's team in 2023. And then
Yes.
the Great White Hope. And then after the Great White Hope, it was the top 10 most overrated part one.
Yeah, and no, but I get what you're saying, because like when you have like that record of all the things that you've done, it's like part of you is like critical, but then also like be proud of what you did, because like you definitely ate a lot of the points up. But yes, oh my gosh, I definitely will look forward to the greatest robberies part two. Like I love that video. Oh my God, that's what got me hooked.
And can I ask you, which of the overrated videos you think was the best one?
Ooh, that's difficult. Okay, wait. So the first one, which one did that one have? I know the second one had like Listy, OU Sean. I know the first one had, okay, no, first one had Jordan Weaver, then the second one, Michaela, and the third one had Alice Kinsella, Jocelyn.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's so hard. I want to say, I think it might be the third one. It might just be because it's the longest, but I feel like I agreed with almost all of them, and I think that you gave, like, a reality check to a lot of people on the gym internet with Suni Lee, because she is successful, but she is, like, overrated in a lot of ways. So I feel
Yeah.
like that was, like, controversial, but in a good way, and I know you definitely got a lot of backlash because of that, but I appreciated that a lot, and then,
House, I feel like Suni Lee sent for me personally on that podcast.
oh my God, because I heard you talk about that, but I don't know exactly what she said up there, because like, I didn't have time to go and watch it, so you tell me, what did she say up there?
She
Like
said she was like, it's so many people who want to come on here and come on podcasts and talk about, my gymnastics and how I perform, but they can't do the things I'm doing. And I'm like, girl, I'm your only person who ever criticized you. So I'm like, I ain't ever
Ooh.
seen gymnastics. Like, I don't know anyone else who's ever criticized her. So I'm like, and I mean, I know she was talking about me because she also blocked me on Twitter. So,
Right.
and I also want to say that, Suni, like one of my biggest frustrations with her is like if you're blocking me for what I said, about you, or like how you feel like I've treated you, why are you not addressing like why I'm talking that way? Like every time I mention you, it's in response to other people. Yeah, I mean, so it's like if your fans weren't. Can you make a video? I can't watch the live tonight. Oh yeah, I will make one as well. It'll take some time. I also want to make a video catching up on like all the major topics. So that'd be definitely a goal I try to have out early this week. And I would say by the end of the week, I would want to hopefully at least work on, if I'm in a good mood, maybe um push out the robberies video in particular, because all of my friends are leaving Texas and going back like to their, other duty stations and stuff. So I won't really be able to go out with all the, what I mean? Like I don't really have much else to do. Blocking you from, but silent when the manosphere came for Simone's neck. Silent. Silent for when they came for Shiley. Silent for when the Romanians came for Jordan. I mean? Like, it's a very consistent pattern. But I remember like how all of them have always had her back when she's been attacked. Like exactly. This is how I feel. I mean, me and Alexi be cleaning up the ABP like, it just be so many ABP people who just be coming for Black gymnasts so unprovoked. And it's just like, you can like Sunni and not bash Shiley's. I mean? Like, right. It's not hard. I'm like, you can like someone without bashing someone else. Like, you can be critical. I'm critical about multiple gymnasts, but I'm not going to sit up here and act like a gymnast isn't talented just because they're a competitor to someone I like.
Right.
And the thing is, y'all don't ever give Julia or give, like, people forget that Sunni has non-Black competitors as well. Like, you don't give Alicia Namadio and, any of her non-Black competitors anywhere near the same smoke.
Right.
So it's really, like, it really tells on itself, because it's like, you can handle things a lot differently. But like I mentioned before, if hoes don't tell themselves, you ain't going to be able to figure out where multiple people lie. So I kind of still appreciate that perspective.
And I feel like it's so unprovoked, most of the comparison in terms of like her Black competitors, because it's like you see the videos from Paris and it's like her and Rebecca get along well, and then you see these people trying to say that she's gonna clock Rebecca on this and this apparatus, and it's like I mean, you can be competitive, but it's one thing to tear Rebecca down to empower Sunni when they don't even have beef like in real life.
I do want to say, well, actually, I do want to say that Jordan and Sunni did have smoke for some time period. I know that's being messy, but
ooh, I didn't know
there was
that.
smoke for sure. But for the most part, it's such. I wish Black gymnasts would stay on code. I do want to say they have improved for this, because when them hoes came for Sunni this year about her being in that fashion show, I didn't see Simone and Jordan say shit. So I do want to say I feel like they're learning, but Simone, I think Simone maybe learned a lesson over the over the transgender issue, because like when she did that and none of them other gymnasts came to her defense.
Right.
I think that she realized that like, it's us against everyone. I mean? The way Charlize got injured outscored her on bars, and they immediately started saying that Sunni was better on the Charlize. Child, like, it ain't even just Charlize. Like, it's Sky, it's Simone, it's Rebecca, it's Gabby. Like, it don't end. I mean? It don't end, child. So it's just, I will sit up here and I will argue with anyone. I feel like Sunni Lee is the greatest American bar worker of all time. I don't think that the code appreciates her difficulty, which, isn't, her fault, of course. But in terms of her like repertoire of skills, like I don't think that any bar worker in American history could do the things that she's been able to. You know what I mean? Like no one else would connect out of the Bahar to watch.
Yeah, that was so impressive.
So I do want to say, I'm not going to sit up here and take that from her. But I can say that, and I can still talk about how in this code of points, the code of points definitely favors Shiley's and Gabby's bar work. You know what I mean? So just because, the code favors it doesn't mean I'm delusional to who's the best bar worker overall. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the way that we're able to get props is not what other people are able to do. And we're held to the significantly higher standard, primarily because of anti-Blackness, because like, they don't see us as equal. So it's like we're always expected to be kiss ups to everyone else, but people can say what the fuck they want to say about us. See what I mean? Like, and that shit is just so, there ain't no such thing as playing fair, because you still gonna get clocked as being a hater.
Hmm. I wanna say going back to your question before, I remembered I do love it when you clock Ali Raisman though, because she was just so overrated in my opinion, like, her bars and her form in general is just like and the judges just let her slide, like, throughout her whole career, and like you said, I wanted her to get justice in 2017, like, I needed to see those judges clock her, so I always appreciate it when you clock Ali Raisman like you did in the overrated part 2.
Yeah, I feel like my overrated part two was definitely the funniest. Like I said a lot of funny things like about this ain't what is it? This ain't the motherfucking nutcracker.
Oh
Like
my god, yes.
and then about Allie, about Vanessa Toyota. Like that one was definitely the funniest. I
Oh
feel
my
like
god.
the overrated part one was the most logical. And overrated
Mhm.
part three was the most logical too. Like I feel like those were very moderate in their approach.
Yeah,
But
especially I remember with Julia Suarez, like, that was facts, I'm sorry, like, she like, she and I saw someone trying to compare her to Kyla Ross on Twitter, and I was like, Kyla did all around. Julia, she has no bar, she has the full twisting Yurchenko, her beam is like, ugh, I don't know, mediocre, and her floor is mediocre. How are you even gonna compare them? Like, I can't even.
you had people gag when you put Michaela. No, I had people gag when I put Flavia as number three. Like, and they're not ready for when I make a most overrated gymnast of all time. They're not ready for that. Ali still sit right watching me in 2012, laughing at Gabby being an Olympian. Child, her,
Oh.
Rebecca, and Jordan, like just very weird behavior, very much jealousy. I mean, like, and I mean that would bother me too. Like if I was Jordan, if I was Rebecca Ross, if I was Ali, and for the whole quad, everyone was telling me that I was gonna be that, I was gonna be the top. Yeah, I mean, and then here I am, can't even put a Patterson to my feet. Not even gonna be an alternate. I'm completely getting ready to be super country out, and then I'm the world champion, and I can't even beat you when I'm being overscored domestically. Like that would get to me too. The way the takes on Flavia moves ships in Brazil, like Flavia, child, like Flavia, and there's no way that Flavia should not have came away with a medal from Jakarta. Like, girl, this was your moment.
Yes, oh my god, that was crazy. She did everything that she could, and she still got clogged, like, that was crazy. I mean, I'm proud of Aiko, though, because no one
Yeah,
was expecting her to win that medal, so honestly, props to her.
I was very proud of her. Japan is my second home, so Japan
Yes.
really stood on business, male and female. The men always stood on business, but I was very happy with how Japan performed at the World Championships. So I'm trying to think what else do I need to cover before getting off. But yeah, I think we talked about Hesley, we talked about Claire, we talked about Charlie, we talked about Reese and Simone Rose. I feel like those were
Mm.
really the only five gymnasts who actually stood out to me this event, unless I'm missing someone here and there.
Mhm. Oh
But
my god. I feel like one thing I do wanna say is not to put Annalisa on blast or Annalise, I don't know, Milton, but I feel like what's her name? The junior, what was it? Kylie Smith was
yeah,
low-key doing better than her. I was like, "Oh, oh my
I don't
goodness."
really know who that is. Like I'm gonna be real, I don't know names. Like I know your name when your name is worth knowing. I don't even mean to.
No, exactly, like, she's like oh my god, no, because I saw her briefly and I was like, "Who is this?" And then I was watching her gymnastics, and then I just thought back to the juniors, and I was like, "Oh, they kinda cooked her."
I'm so happy with how Hesley and Claire looked. Yeah, Hesley looked exactly how she looked at nationals. In my opinion, she looked more like she had more control. In my opinion, so Claire. I mean, if Claire would have not fell on bars, I would have been very proud of where she was at. Yeah, I mean, but I'm still worried because um Claire, we need Claire's bars. Yeah, I mean, like we really don't have a path without her bars. Like, so I'm just like that bar routine is like one of the most important routines, of like one of the most important routines in the country. Like she has to hit that. Yeah, I mean, like we need that bar routine in a team final. So I'm just very concerned about Valeria, like especially if they're not going to do anything about it. Like they know damn well they need her, to be more consistent so they can count on her and in a team final environment. Hesley's beam was great. She looked super confident. She needs to improve on her connections, but the skills are there. Yeah, I mean, like I'm very confident in that. I just need her to keep this composure come Rotterdam.
Yeah, and I just hope that I pray, like I hope that Valeri can keep them healthy, like for once in his life, because if they're broken for Rotterdam, I'm gonna be so sad. Like 2 world championships, please no.
We getting done in. I don't think that would happen. I feel like even if they had ankle issues, I feel like he would still push them. Yeah, I mean, like
Yeah,
just
you're
because
right.
if it was a team final, yeah, I mean, like Jakarta's a nothing as world championships. You know what I mean? Like it would have been nice for Hesley to credit win all around, but it ain't like it was. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it wasn't as important as it would be in 2026.
especially with a team final. So it's like without Hesley and Claire, there's no way I feel like USA is winning. I mean, we would have won if we had a team final in Jakarta.
Hmm.
But you got to realize that no one picked teams for a team final in Jakarta. You know what I mean? Like China didn't even have 2 all-arounders.
Right, exactly.
So I mean, like if countries actually came with all-arounders, like in my opinion, I could see how USA might not even get in the medals. I could see a scenario where Russia, Italy, and China beat us. Like
Hmm. That would
I
be
would not. I'm telling you,
crazy.
I would not be surprised if we got fourth, like in team finals, like without Hesley. I would not be
That
surprised.
Yeah, I could see it too, honestly, because besides them, it's like, I don't know who could carry USA. I don't
So Sky
know.
with all around would do a lot.
Right.
Sky, and Leanne will do a lot, but they can't with Dorsey's inconsistency. Like Reese still hasn't been tested on the big stage. You know what I mean? And we know Jocelyn
Yeah.
has really been cracking, internationally. And
Yeah.
there just isn't that. I mean, maybe they could send Miley Lou, but I mean, I think besides Bar, she's not really going to be able to do a lot. So,
Mhm.
what about the Crane
Yeah.
sisters? I don't really know too much about them, but I would do some research prior to making my video. I guess he's not repeating that. Yeah, I do want to say, I actually had some spies in Woga tell me that they actually did only have what is it, a rolled ankle. I immediately thought that Valeria was hiding more severe injuries. Yeah, I mean, I'm not stupid because I'm like, I'm not sure a lot of people have messed up ankles. Jocelyn's career is over.
Over.
People said that they said that in 2024, like they said that in 2025. Like she said she finds a way to stay relevant.
Oh my god.
So
I
I
don't know
mean,
about her. I miss her old floor though, because when she changed that music, I was
yeah.
like, mm-mm.
I actually kind of liked it overall in Jakarta, but I definitely preferred her old one a little bit more. But if you saw it in person,
Yeah, you're right. It's different. It's a different energy.
yeah. Oh, I meant Shiley's. What is it? What about the Shiley's? Also hoping Shiley's returns. Oh, I'm not entirely sure what Shiley's plans on doing. I have heard a lot of information about what she wants to do, but I'm not entirely sure. Like I'm hearing different things from so and so, and I haven't actually talked to her directly. So I don't really have a perfect perspective. And even if I did, I wouldn't tell y'all. So, but I wouldn't, if I was y'all, I would not bet on her coming back this year, but I would not be surprised if she was.
Mm.
But even if she does come back, I'm not telling y'all. Like if I know she's coming back, y'all gonna find out when I find out, and I'm gonna talk about it when she announces.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, but what's one thing about Gymlandia Universe is really good at keeping secrets because
I mean, yeah, you can't be airing out her business like that. Oh my gosh.
yup. I want Charlize to return so bad. I won't even mention it. Yeah, like I do too, but I don't want her to waste her energy for Rotterdam when the goal is LA.
Yeah. Because
Because there were
imagine.
rumors that she was gonna attempt to make a comeback in 2025, but logically that wasn't a smart decision. Yeah, I mean, so uh, from what it appears, she's making the best choices possible with trying to make it all the way to LA.
I mean, yeah, because imagine for her to miss out on a 3rd Olympics, that would be just heartbreaking, so I approve of her decision to just take it slow, get back in the gym, take her time, because there's no need to rush it, like, we still have 2.5 years.
So this is her all around title now. I mean, Simone coming back next year. We don't know that. I feel like Simone might because I have a love hate relationship with Simone. Like Alicia Keys, when Alicia Keys said some people live for the fame, that's what she was talking about. Because like the way Simone just be going to these articles, I'm just like Simone, like you don't get bored. Like it's just very, very strange to say, but I mean, we'll see. But with the man she fucking around with, she could not get him pregnant.
Oh, that would be
Y'all,
tea, oh my
y'all not
gosh.
talking about that. Like, I mean, I see people say that, but like, I wouldn't. I don't know. Simona's winning LA. She's too competitive. Yeah, she would. She would love the spotlight to be fully on her at home.
Mhm.
She get her little moments, going up against the Trump admin. I mean, she would love that. Yeah, I mean, like.
Mhm.
But we will see. You also got to realize is Simone is still getting up there. Like, yes, she's Simone, but all gymnasts at some point, you know what I mean? Like, that's my fear with her. I would hate for her to come back and be a shell of herself. That's one of the greatest mistakes Gabby made.
Right. Because then I feel like you leave people with a worse impression, and it's just like, I don't know.
Simone hates black women. Mm, I feel like Simone has a very severe identity issue, but I feel like Simone is also for anyone who gives her attention. So she will pray up her pro blackness to gain the support. Yeah, I mean, but she's really who supports her. You know what I mean? But I think that she definitely came a long way, but she definitely still has further to go. Like, but to be fair, I just don't think that she grew up in the environment that most of us grew up with. And that's that. She doesn't need to win though, especially if Reby doesn't come back.
Mm.
Reby is coming back, but I don't know if Reeby's doing floor.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'll miss her floor.
But Nicole, you just Nicole don't fuck with Simone. Like and I mean Simone has done some fishy stuff. I'm not even gonna lie, like especially behind the scenes. I'm not gonna share on here, but Simone, I'm praying for you, mama. Like that's all I'm gonna say. But I'm really interested to see how Rotterdam turns out. Like, I really am.
Yeah,
I'm really
I
excited to see how Rotterdam turns out.
I feel like it's gonna be such an interesting world championships because like, you could see some of the more prominent athletes coming back, but it still will be a mix of those people who are, not as prominent, so it'll be a good blend, I think.
Yeah. I do want to say, for the most part, 2022 Worlds was kind of weak, except for maybe on even bars and floor.
Mhm.
But it was still a good Worlds. I like 2022.
Yeah, that was a good year. If you don't mind me asking, how are you enjoying your time in the US for, I don't know, for your vacation?
Well, not a vacation. I'm still doing training, but I
Oh,
mean,
my bad.
uh, I've actually enjoyed my country a lot. I do want to say I almost got caught up in a mass shooting, so
Ooh,
that
oh my
caught me by
gosh.
surprise.
Ooh, well, thank goodness you're okay, my
I
gosh.
thank goodness as well, right? But I want to say that it's a lot of things about America I really miss because I haven't been to the U.S. since 2023 prior to this.
Mhm.
So it's a lot of things about this country I really miss it. I think I took for granted when I was here. And
Yeah.
of course it's very chaotic. Of course we have a lot of infrastructure issues, but there's no place like home.
Yeah, I feel that.
Somebody said, "Oh, child, it's a lot." Like that Masters, I didn't want to think back to it because all I know is God had my back because
Mm.
Lord, I'm
Ugh.
too cute to, to go like that just looks bad. Like a service member, stationed in a foreign country, like getting murdered in their home country, like
Right, ugh, that would be terrible.
that. I'm just glad that history did not write that. I
Mm.
forgot about Connor. I hope she tries again. I hope so too. 220 could have been the peak if Connor didn't get hurt. The peak for what? I don't think it would have been peak just because, I think 2023 is when the sport peaked in the quad, and that's kind
Mm.
of been the issue of the quads post Rio. Is that it seems like the gymnasts peaked in 2019 and 2023 compared to in Tokyo and Paris. You know what I mean?
Mm. That's interesting, yeah.
Yeah,
Huh.
because I feel like the U.S. team in 2019 was way better than the Tokyo team. Like the fact that like we could have definitely probably sent two teams and would have medal in 2019. You know what I mean? But
Right.
the downfall, like COVID really did us in.
Hmm. Oh, Morgan Hurd, right. Ugh,
Morgan, just it was a lot. Riley, losing both events.
yeah.
We had just we had so much depth in 2019. Yeah, I mean, even in 2023, like we had, in my opinion, more depth than we did in 2024, excluding Sunni.
Mhm.
So I just like we need to really peak, but it seems like we're getting there. I feel like by 2026, I mean by 2028, we'll have a good picture. But as of now, I could almost bet on Hesley and Claire and Sky making it all the way to the Olympics because I just don't see anyone taking their places right now. Like with the new, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
if they stay healthy, which is a big if with Valeri.
I know, ugh.
As an adoptee, I was rooting for Morgan.
Yeah.
Morgan, Morgan, I loved her. Like I don't know what it was, but ever since she won that world title in 2017, I was her biggest fan. Yeah, I mean, like, it was a really heartbreaking for me, like, to see her kind of get the Rebecca Bross. You know what I mean? Like, there's
Yeah.
always that gymnast that does very well at the beginning of the quads, just does not make it to the Olympics. Like Rebecca, Morgan Hurd, Shilese, unfortunately. So,
Mhm.
it was just it's always very hard to see that every quad. And I mean, with how it looking, is that gonna be Hesley or Claire? Like, no one has a difficulty to pass Claire and Hesley. Yeah, you're not wrong. Like, I just don't. And it's like, with Sky's Chang, a Claire Hesley Sky Beam lineup is mean as fuck too. Like,
Oh my god,
so
I want her to bring that Chang back because her Chang is gorgeous. People bring that
yeah.
up. I had forgotten about it.
So I mean, I definitely see them making a team unless, Simone, Jade, a lot of people start coming back. Yeah, I mean, so
Mm.
but I'm interested. I don't feel as bad about our chances when we have Hesley and Claire.
Mm.
But with that, I really feel like we've covered almost everything. It was great getting to know you. Like, I really appreciate you coming on here.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's been great because also the difficult thing about being a gymnastics fan is I feel like I don't really have a lot of people who I can talk to about, things that are going on in the sport. My friends, I try to talk to them and they're like, "Girl, what are you talking about?" Like they don't understand.
Yeah, it's crazy
So,
because a lot of people watch gymnastics, they don't really understand it, to the death. But Lucas,
exactly.
I really appreciate, I am very private about who I allow into my intimate circles because I have a lot of prominent people around me. you
Mhm.
know, people that are high ranking in USAG, top elite coaches, you know what I mean? So, and
Mhm.
judges as well. Like, I don't, kind of want like that information to be spilled because we talk about very key things. But I would very much consider adding you to the group chat, with, talking more, like getting to know you more, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And,
of course,
getting
I
to see,
understand.
yeah. And you'll definitely have a community of people to talk to.
Thank you so much. Have a good
N-
day.
No problem, sir. It was great having you on. But anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning into this unexpected live. Have a great day, you guys. And for those who watch the playback, I cannot wait to read you guys' comments. Anyway, have a good day, you guys. Goodbye.